Good morning, Dave Snyder here. It is, I do believe, the 8th day of February 2014. And it's raining here in California. Finally, thank God. Thank the moon. Thank whoever. Okay, so anyways, this is an interesting pattern, I think. I think it's going to show us something pretty nice. We got this circular pattern here, and this right here, I know that pattern there very well. And this, look at this. Look at that. See, this is the edge of Mare Oriental Basin, and it's this big on the Earth. It shows its print this big. Oh, hold on. See this? This is the edge right here, the edge of it, and it goes all the way around like this. And then you still have this up here. It will fit there too. Watch. I'm going to put all this. Let's say I already saved this image. I'm going to put it on the moon. Actually, I didn't save this part, but in a video I showed. Oh, I don't know. It was probably a year ago, maybe. It was I was ranting about how this is important, how important this was, that people understood this and seen what I was trying to show and all this, and just kind of ranting and bitching and moaning. Anyways, there was this picture of, I had Mare Oriental Basin overlaid over here, and this cloud was right here on Google Earth, and you could see that cloud that was right here in this spot matched the center of Mare Oriental that was right here perfectly. I was going, look at the hole, look at this, look at this, look at this. Remember that video? Okay, well, this is that same location where I seen that cloud that matched the inside. So this is like the center of the Mare Oriental impact that may have happened right here, or it may have I think it happened over here in the Western Pacific, where the Marianas Trench and all that is, and everything's been pushed over this way. I'm not sure about that. It's hard. It's very complicated, the Earth. These weather patterns absolutely show the patterns that are on the Earth. This is on the ocean floor. This is showing a pattern. They're probably more accurate. You could probably get a more accurate picture of the Earth than the maps give you. You know what I mean? These maps, this is actually showing the shape of the Earth under the ocean. Right here. This stuff right here. I know. It's hard to believe, but it's got to be true because it shows the same patterns all the time. And pretty much this is, temperatures of the ocean in the clouds. You can see it in the clouds. Anyways, this pattern's pretty neat. Mare Oriental will go just like this, as I've showed before. But I'm going to go ahead and bring this up onto Google Earth. I don't even have it running, do I? Okay. That's rare. Sometimes I just get kind of tired of it. I'm getting kind of burned out on it completely, really. I mean, just when I see interesting stuff like that, though, I like to show how easy it is to basically put this all together and show how it puts the Earth together with the lunar images. Even if this lunar image that I'm showing you was created to fit the Earth by somebody just trying to fuck around or whatever, it still shows there's a pattern on the Earth. It just shows a pattern that's all over the Earth, the same pattern. Anyways, so if even if it's not a real image of the moon, it matches all the images from NASA. It might even be from NASA. But I've overlaid all the images of Mare Oriental I could find, and they all have the same features pretty much. So it must be somewhat real. Anyways, because it's not a picture that was taken with the camera. It's basically a drawing of the Mare Oriental Basin and its surrounding the surrounding of it. You know what I mean? Okay, so here I'm going to overlay this picture as soon as I find it, and I named it Wonder Holy Shit 2. Because whenever I see a pattern like that, I just say, holy shit. Okay. This one, right? That's Wonder Hole 2. Oh, here it is. Okay, so now I've got to align it to the Earth first. See, I already have the crater set in place. All I got to do is line this up to the Earth, what's here already. I got to get it to the right size. Line it up, get Baja right here. See that? Baja, California right there. Get Mexico in there right. See, I'll get this within the lines. That's all I'm trying to do is get it all within the lines, get it the right size so that I know when I bring up the other picture, it should line up really well. Okay, so that looks pretty good right there, I think. Yeah, that's not bad. Just try it with that. Okay, so let's make sure that's good. Yeah, I think that'll work. That's pretty good. Let's turn on the Google weather. Which, you know, this Google weather used to be so much better. It's so shitty now, and you gotta wonder why they do that. This weather used to be so much better on Google Earth. Trust me, I've been doing this for a few years, and I've seen the weather on Google Earth before many times, and it used to be so much more detailed and sharper. Now they soften everything, and it's just ridiculous. The things that they will go through to try to keep people from seeing this. Because believe me, I've seen Google Earth go through about 5 changes since I started doing this. From the pixelated continents, hiding the craters and things, the marks left by the moon, to the softening of the edges and all this bullshit where you have to get in really close to see any detail. And by the time you get in close, the surrounding area you can't see. So you can only see that this area matches. And that could be coincidence, you would think. So it makes it more difficult. And they just do it on purpose. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about when I say that. I mean, I've been doing this every day for a while. So it's just the weather on Google Earth has turned to shit. Anyways, here we go. We got it lined up. I'm going to bring up the Mare Oriental Basin crater that I have in place already. Lays up my list. And this has been here for at least a year, like I always say. At least a year. Yeah, actually, right at about a year. Okay, so I want to show this one too. This Alaska Pacific one is pretty good too. Check this one out. Let me get that other. Yeah, we'll just do it like this. See this? See the point right here? See this where it comes up to this point? Watch. Now this is a different alignment than I usually show, but look at this. Look at this part right here. See this big round area on the moon? This is on the moon. Now check out the weather. This one might even fit better than the other one. This is an old one too that I did a long time ago, and you can see how it hugs the borders here in the Gulf of Mexico, or Gulf of Alaska. Comes down. It's a big picture of the moon. I mean, that makes that crater really big, but it fits there. And you see the curve here. Look, see this curve? The claw print of mistakes on this Mare Oriental Basin image. Look right here in the weather. It's not right on there, but you see the same exact radius in that curve right there as you do right here. Okay? And then, like I said, you see how it comes up to this point. Now I'm going to bring up the other one. I'm hoping it should fit better. It usually does. Application placement. Now you can see it's right in place. See this point comes up? Look at the weather. Does the same thing. And you got to remember, sometimes the weather is a little off to the side of where, it's not always in the. But look at this. You see all this area here. Look, fit right in there, and it will every time. Some days it's just amazing. But look at this area. It's totally incredible. Shows this crater. Look at the crater. Watch. See this circle right here? With the dot in the center, kind of. You can see the kind of center of it's right here. And you see the circle? That's that crater right there. Believe it or not. Yesterday I was able to see this one over here a little bit in the weather. Looks like it could be right there. You're going to get off a little bit when you start getting out to the outer edges. If you line up the center of the picture, the outer edges start to get. It looks like it's right there, somewhere right in that area. But it could be right in place too. Then you come over here. That crater's during different times of year. It'll show things differently. You know what I mean? This crater during the fall was showing itself so nicely. This crater would line right up every time. You see, there's like that yellow area right there. It's it's the same area. You can see this line. I mean, this is here, totally here, and it always will fit. I have another picture I can show you pretty much the same picture, but it's look at that. Just look at this area right here. Let me turn on the Google weather now. It fits good too usually. Usually more better when it's up here, but yeah, that's kind of hard to see. Never used to be. Okay, so let me bring up that other picture of this. Let me show you over the top of this one first. Okay, same thing. It's just a little bit lined a little bit different, but it's the same image, pretty much. And I'll turn the other one off, and we'll check this one. I know people are saying the moon's not even that big. I don't know. Check it yourself. You don't think so? You don't think so? I mean, I line this stuff up, and it fits perfect every time. These are set in place. These pictures, I do not move the lunar image. All I do is bring up the same weather, align it to the Earth, and show you that it fits. You can go back and look at some of my older ones in this one and see this crater and all of this. But check this area out right here. See this spot right here? I noticed this one day. This is not really easy to see in the previous picture I just showed you. But it's when you look at the Earth right there. If I take all this weather away, which I have to go all the way back down here to do it, and bring that back up. And you look at it over this area, you can see, like this. See this area right here? And I got some weather patterns actually from Wonder Maps that show this absolutely perfect. It actually helped me align this one a little bit better one time. I mean, it showed it clearly, so clearly. This area right here is on the Earth. You can actually see it. I mean, you can see it if you look. People just don't. I don't know what it is. They tend not to. I think most people that don't see it are watching this on their laptop or something. And I mean, I got a 20-inch screen, and it's hard to see. I used to use my 42-inch screen, but it died on me. And when I had that one, I could see everything so clear. I got to get a new one, really bad. And that was the way to go. Large screen, big as possible. But when they're watching on their laptops, you're not going to see most of what I show. So I mean, you know, comment and say whatever you want. I mean, I'm 110% confident of what my research and what I show. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm not going to say that they're not trying to pull one on the public or whatever by putting out images that do this, but they definitely do this. I mean, these images fit the weather constantly. And like I say, if Schrodinger shows its print on the Earth at 1,000 to 1,100 miles in diameter, that would make it 5 times bigger than the Schrodinger crater on the Moon. But it's guaranteed the Schrodinger crater print on the Earth. Guarantee it. I mean, I've seen it 100 times at least, and it always fits perfect. Always. Sometimes a little difficult to align, but the weather doesn't show it real clearly. But it will always fit. You can clearly see that it's the same thing. Clearly see it. So if that makes the Moon 5 times bigger, and you know what? I don't believe anything that they tell you about anything that's important. And the Moon being bigger and them never going to the Moon and all that shit would be important to them. So they're not going to tell you the truth about that shit. No fucking way. I don't care. You can believe they walked on the Moon. You can believe whatever you want. I don't believe it. I'm not a fool. I'm not saying you're a fool, but I'm not a fool. I am not a fool. I can see the phoniness of their landings and all their bullshit. You got to be able to see that, And then the prints, the weather just don't lie. I mean, we know the weather is there, and the patterns show the Moon's surface day and night, every day. Day and night, every day. No bullshit. And then you got to look at the ocean floor here. That's kind of, that leaves a lot to the imagination right there. There's nothing there but some lines that come across. Then you look over here and everything's just like this. They can't deny this or hide this because there's islands that come up and they just can't. This is too publicly, known. The Marianas Trench being the deepest place. This area here, there could be anything here. Or it could look just like this. Who knows? Who knows, really? None of us know, because we can't go. We couldn't go out and map the whole ocean, but we have to trust them that they're showing us the right thing, which I don't usually. I don't trust anything that they tell us about things that are important. Like I said, if it's important and it gives them any kind of advantage to any kind of anything, then they're not going to tell you the truth. That's just it. Straight up, bottom line. Can't get around that. They're going to lie, lie, lie. Maybe there's a big gold hole in the middle of the ocean. They're out there sucking it up. Who knows? I don't know. But they're not going to tell you the truth about whatever they can. Let me put it this way: whatever they can lie about and get away with, they're going to lie about it because they can get away with it. Because there's no way you can prove it otherwise. That's just me. I'm not a very. I mean, it takes a lot to earn my trust, and I'll tell you what, the government has long since lost. I mean, they've lost my trust a long time ago, if they ever had it to begin with. I don't think so. I don't think they ever had it, really. I mean, as far back as I can remember, I always seen through the bullshit. Even as a kid, I was, I didn't believe anything. I still don't. Maybe it goes back to my childhood or something. I don't know. Maybe everybody lied to me or something. But I can see through lies pretty good. I'm pretty good at reading lies. It's hard to get away with lying to me. So anyways, that's pretty much it for that one. Again, let's bring up that weather one more time. And like I said, this could all be bullshit too. Whatever they show, the weather, everything. It's hard to trust anything. Let me turn off these borders. It might help a little bit. Come on, borders, go away. Yeah, see, this one's not as sharp of detail. The image. But you can see like this area here. Look at how softened this is. There's no way the moon looks like this. This crater got to be more sharply detailed than they show us in this picture, at least. There's that crater. See it? Looks like it's right there. To me. Actually, yesterday I had this curved area fitting in this picture a little different. I mean, I didn't move anything, but I brought up a new image of this moon. It's a different image of this, just so I can move it around. These ones never move. I don't move these images. Stay in place. I could always bring up another one if I need to have it different or something. So I just leave those in place. They stay right there. See this? You can see barely this yellow line. Sometimes you'll be able to see this whole point come up like this as you see it right there in that crater. Like I said, different times of year you'll see different things, and sometimes you'll just see one thing line up just right, and it just gives it away. Like this area right here. See that big area right there? That to me looks like this spot right here. Look. Just enlarged, and it could be, the weather could be shown bigger because it's above the earth. It's going to be a little bit bigger than it is actually on the earth, I would imagine, because it's above the earth. See, I think that's probably the same thing. See how it's elongated, like an oval shape with this in the center, with it like I don't know, there's just like a slope around the edge. There's like an outside ring and an inner ring that's at the bottom there. And you see this same kind of thing right here, elongated with a wide strip around the edge, just bigger, just a little bit bigger in the weather there, which could be part of the reason why I always have these images bigger. But look at this area too. See this crazy looking area here? Watch this. Look at the moon. See that? I'm telling you, that's not a coincidence. Look at that. Okay. And then you got everything coming up to this point, and it does the same thing. Everything's directional, going upwards this way to this point, like about right here. You see it all come up right there to the same point, the same place. Following these lines, there's like a line here you can see, follows that, right? But I seen one the other day that I brought up, and it had this perfect little circle that was up here. I think it was right here. You can see this little circle right here, and that was just perfectly aligned. It was I mean, you do this, get a picture set in place, and just keep bringing the weather to the moon. Bring the weather to the moon. Reverse the moon. Bring the weather patterns to the moon, or the other way around. Whatever. Bring the moon to the Earth. Turn on the weather. I've seen some incredible things doing it. I mean, it's changed the way I think about everything. I mean, first of all, it changes the way it just proves to me that the government has always been full of shit, and that they always will be, because they can't turn around and tell you the truth about this now. It's too late. It would discredit all their everything. It changes all science completely. And people know about this. People know about it. But it's not publicly known, because I guess if you come out and try to tell people, people think you're crazy sometimes. Imagine that. I mean, because you're told what to believe. I mean, just don't let them tell you what to believe. That's all I can say. You know, just because the scientists and the science journals or whatever say it's true does not mean it is true. Just remember, their theory about the moon is simply a theory, and this is basically, if these are real images, this is not a theory. This is not a theory. This is photographic evidence, proof that the moon has hit the Earth. I mean, like I said, Schrodinger's print is the one. Let's go back to Wonder Maps and just look for Schrodinger's print today. That could be Schrodinger's print, because we've seen it over here in Colorado. It could be. I showed it to you a bunch of places over here. It shows itself in different areas at different times, but it definitely shows it. I mean, I could bring up the south pole of the moon to this right now. I could do it right now. Watch. We'll go back to Google Earth and I'll show you. And it'll fit that pattern. Watch. It's amazing. It will fit that pattern. Bring that weather back up. Okay. There we go. Ready? I should get a bigger picture than this one, though. I should use my Schrodinger one, this one here. It's got to go this way. You can see it looks, and that's different than any other way I've ever. Let's just check it out. We'll just look at it first. See, look at that. That could be that's. Like I said, when the supercontinent was together or something, the moon was hitting the Earth in pretty much the same location. Repeated by different sides of the moon. It would knock the moon off of this, its poles would change or something. And I think the poles are what connect when the impacts happen. I think it becomes magnetic more than gravitational. I think it becomes more magnetic as it gets closer. The Earth is still spinning and still has this magnetic field, and if the moon gets to a certain point, it's just going to draw it right in, I think. Not gravity, but magnetic. Now, that looks okay. I'm not saying this hit exactly like this, because I'm just showing you that you can see the resemblance there. See this? You can see all this come up. Okay, now I'll just turn it a little bit and we'll see some other ways it could. I know it goes something like this, actually. This is not the greatest image to use. Yeah, see this area here? But like I said, and then you look at this center here, kind of centers out right there where that hole is too. They make it as complicated as they possibly can, I'm sure. Let's take a look at Wonder Maps again, see where else we can see that. Schrodinger's print. You'll see it here usually with the trail that goes over to Africa to here. There it is right there too. This is Schrodinger's print for sure. Right here, absolutely guaranteed. I've aligned so many things with Schrodinger right there. It's just kind of funny how clear it is to me. Right here. You find where it fits in all the continents, and then you take all the continents, you put them all, align them with that. You use the crater to align them all, and then you start peeling the layers back, and you start to see how the land was either created in the same spot by the same volcanoes on the Earth, or hot spot moved off, and then another continent created, like the Aral Sea. The Aral Sea in Asia here is the same shape as Lake Victoria's lake, because that's a massive volcano. Lake Victoria was a massive volcano opening. Now it's a lake, but it's the same pattern. If you line up the Aral Sea with Lake Victoria, you'll see things, all the things around it start to align too. So you got to, just, there's a lot to it. Lot to it. But definitely the weather will show you the way. Anyways, I just wanted to show you that. I know I went too long, but anyways, have a great weekend. Until next time, watch some Sailor Moon, learn the truth. Sailor Moon musicals, that is. Have a great day.